back to my channel. I hope that everyone is having a wonderful day. Today's video, I am literally so excited to film. Like, I'm so excited that I actually changed what was actually going to be uploaded today. So today was going to be a vlog, but I was like, nope, I'm too inspired. Like, I have to film a law of attraction video. A few weird things have been happening, like good weird, like signs from the universe. I'm wearing my universe outfit, basically just a whole outfit of stars. Today's video, I'm actually going to be sharing a new law of attraction technique. Well, I don't know if it's like a new technique, but it's one that's new for me. It's one that I've been seeing on YouTube lately. I've been seeing on vlogs lately, and I just thought that I would kind of share my interpretation of it. And I think that that's the really cool thing about law of attraction is every single person can hear one technique or one exercise or a quote or a theory or something, and we're all going to interpret it differently, right? One of my subscribers reached out to me recently on Snapchat and said, Sam, can you do a video about scripting? And I was like, what's scripting? Like, I literally had no idea. And that night, I actually started researching scripting, seeing different techniques. They told me basically it's like writing out what you want, but much more than just like writing out your goals. As I was reading, I was like, wow, this is really cool. I want to try this, but nothing like, it didn't really jump out to me to just get started right then and there. You know what I mean? Like, I thought it was really cool, but it wasn't like vision boards get me really excited, you know, cutting out pictures and all that. So that was that. And then something happened last night that we're going to talk about towards the end of the video that I was like, wait, I actually used scripting when I first moved to Los Angeles. I kind of wrote something on my vision board unintentionally. I basically didn't have any room left on my vision board for like pictures or anything. This is why I always say, leave some room on your vision board, like leave a little white space. But anyways, I didn't. I filled this thing to the top. There was no space, but there was like this tiny little like circle area. And basically I just wrote out something that I wanted to come true. And you know, vision boards, you make it look like it already did. So I wrote something out, and last night it kind of manifested. I kind of connected the dots last night. Like, once it kind of happened, I was like, wait, I used scripting before. Crazy that 2 years later, this is happening. So basically I got so inspired by scripting and I decided to make a video about it. So today's video is on scripting. So how to use scripting in order to achieve your goals, manifest whatever it is that you're trying to manifest into your life, how you're gonna get it with the exercise of scripting. So basically scripting is writing down what you want to come into your life, but as if it already happened. So you might be thinking what I was thinking when I first read about this. Well, how is that different than making a vision board? And two, how is that different than like the 17-second rule? Acting as if we already have it, you know, how is that different? Well, what I realized is scripting is different because one, it's longer, it's way more descriptive, it's way more specific, and I'm gonna give you guys a few examples. But two, it's also different in that you're telling a story. It's not just like a one sentence line like, I want to manifest moving to California. You know what I mean? Actually, no, I did move to California. Okay, so here's an example I'm going to give you. Say you need a new car, or you want a new car, or you have your dream car that you want to get, and that's your goal, and that's on your vision board. Okay, great. So what you would do as far as scripting goes is instead of, if you were making a vision board, you would like cut out a picture of that car, you know, the specific color you want, the car you want, and all that, the model, and you would put that on your vision board. There, done. With scripting, what you would do is you would actually write out how it's happening. On Tuesday, or you know what, today is Wednesday, let's just use Wednesday. On Wednesday, I bought my dream car. It was the best day. So this is how it started. You know, I woke up at 8 a.m., drove to the dealership, the one on Smith Street. I pulled into the Jeep dealership and I bought myself a blue Jeep. If you guys have my Law of Attraction book, you get it, blue Jeep. You might write something like, it started with me test driving a few different models and I just felt amazing. This was one of the best days of my life. That was a goal I had for so long. You can even get so creative. You know, what's your favorite music? What's your favorite song? You can say, you know, I was listening to the Beatles when I was driving the Jeep and it was so fun and I showed my family. You know, you're gonna kind of tell a whole story. You can literally apply this to any example. You know, you could say this morning I stepped on the scale and I was 50 pounds lighter and now I am at my dream weight. So today I went to the mall and I tried on new clothes and I got a new pair of jeans that fit because I don't fit into my jeans anymore. I am so much healthier and stronger. By the way, it just started to rain, so you might hear like raindrops, but it also kind of goes with like the theme of today's video as far as like magical things happening and good vibes, just because it never rains in LA and we love when it does. So this is all like magical happenings today. Very good energy for you guys. Scripting can be so helpful, and if you find yourself getting stuck with creating the story, just think of how do you picture it happening. It's okay if it doesn't happen exactly like that, but just how do you picture it happening? You know, how do you picture it in your head? This is a fun way to kind of tap into your subconscious brain, which, by the way, if you have free time today, research all about the subconscious brain. It is amazing. One of the things that I read about the subconscious brain is that we actually know all of the answers in life, and we know all of the ways that we can achieve our goals and how to manifest them. It's kind of hard to tap into your subconscious brain. That's the part of your brain that is turned on when we're sleeping. Writing can actually help you tap into your subconscious brain. Writing about your goals, so scripting as if they already happened, things are gonna just pop into your head, and you're not even gonna be thinking about it. You know what I mean? You know when you're doodling sometimes and you kind of come up with this whole picture and you're like, huh, it's not like you planned to create that, right? It was just a doodle. The same thing goes for scripting. This goal that you wanna script about, but then you're gonna start writing things that you're like, wait, yeah, that would be really cool, and things are just gonna come to you and feel really natural. Really great exercise to be more creative and also to tap into your subconscious brain. After you script and create your story, what I want you to do is read it every morning, so with your morning coffee or tea or breakfast, and then I want you to read it right before you go to bed. So I want this to be the last thing you look at before you go to bed. So give yourself 30 to like 60 days to see a sign or for it to actually manifest. I'm telling you guys, I got some pretty crazy signs last night, which is going to be the next topic we talk about. But I definitely highly recommend giving yourself some time. Don't skip a day. Do this every single day. You know, do this on the weekends. Do this on Monday morning. You know, if you're running late for work or school, look at it, you know, on your lunch break or something, but definitely look at it twice a day. That way you're training your brain that this is going to happen. The little man left us. Start having more confidence. You know, there's less of that insecurity, like, will this happen? Because you're looking at the story. This is how it's going to happen. This is when it's going to happen. So now I just kind of want to talk about my own scripting, kind of, I don't want to say success yet, we're very close to that, but more like getting signs that I'm on the right path, that I'm doing the right thing, and that something good is going to manifest soon. So this June coming up will make 2 years that I've been living in Los Angeles. So as you guys know, that was a huge goal of mine to move here. That was something that was really like, okay, yes, like I stayed consistent and I did it. Well, when I first moved here, it wasn't quite like I imagined. You know, the weather was, the environment was, but things were a little bit of a struggle in the beginning because moving across the country is expensive. Furnishing an apartment is expensive. We were starting all over again. You know, when I was living in New York and me and my boyfriend moved out together, we were able to get stuff from our parents' house, like pots and pans. Like, oh, you need a microwave. My mom was like, I've got a few. Take a microwave, take a blender, you know, like always trying to help. That's what our parents did. So yes, we had to furnish it ourselves, and yes, we had to do a lot ourselves, but our family did give us a lot of things too. By the way, I have a whole video on this, like moving to LA, you know, affording it and all of that, so I will leave that down below. During that time period, I did make a vision board. I was like, you know what, these are the things I want to have. You know, I really want to make a life here for myself. I want to be comfortable here and all that good stuff. So I made a vision board. That same week, I got invited to a party, and it was kind of like a random party, and me and Jared didn't like know like pretty much anybody there or the person hosting it. It was like an invite from like a friend of a friend. But since we didn't really know many people here, we were like, you know what, let's just go. It's a house party. We pull up, and yes, the house is gorgeous. Everything's gorgeous. But what actually took my breath away and made me feel at home again, like it made me feel like I was on the East Coast. You know, when we first moved here, we were a little homesick, missing our family. This road, this neighborhood reminded me so much of the East Coast. Like I felt like I was in a forest, which in LA is like very hard to come by. Like it's not very green, you know. A lot of roads don't have like a ton of grass or like foresty vibes. It just felt like home. You know how some feelings like, or some smells, they just feel like home? It just felt like home. Like it was very foresty, very East Coast, but it was seriously like right in the heart of LA. You pull out and it's back to city lights and stuff. So it was kind of the best of both worlds. And I just said to myself, I have to live here someday. Like it has to happen. The next day we're home, I'm on Zillow, just kind of like seeing like what houses cost in that area. And they are beyond out of my price range. Just like you have like a goal price range, which I had on my vision board as well. And it was like even past that, like almost in the past, like I don't want to say nothing's impossible in life, but almost like I wouldn't want to spend that on a house either. I was feeling like, oh great, this will never happen. So I talked to one of my friends who's also a realtor. I brought up the road and she was like, yeah, that's a beautiful road. But the problem is in your price price range, which by the way, wasn't even my price range at the time. It was like my goal price range, like something reachable, but still like you have to work very hard. She was like, for that price range, it's very rare that a house is gonna come on the market. Just to give you guys like a time frame, this was 2 years ago. So before we got off the phone, she said this line, and this is what I ended up putting on my vision board. She was like, one day, Sam, I will be showing you a house on that road. So I ended up putting that on my vision board, and I didn't have any space on my vision board. It was filled head to toe, but I had like this one little space. It wasn't big enough for a picture, so I decided to just write it. And that's kind of where the scripting thing kind of happened, but I wasn't intentionally trying to script, you know what I mean? I wrote my friend's name and I said that she will be showing me a house there, and I actually marked the date and this and that. So it was a little bit more than I hope this will happen or this is a goal of mine. It was more of a story. This is a house I'll be qualified for. You know, she wouldn't just waste her time just showing it to me. Okay, so that's all 2 years ago. Now let's fast forward to last night. Yesterday, me and Jared were on the road for a really long time. We're kind of in the process of looking for our forever home. And honestly, guys, that right there is manifestation at its finest. That was something I've been dreaming of since I was literally 20 years old. By the way, I'm 27 now. So right there, that's a goal in itself for me. That's something that I'm so proud of, that we're in the position that we can start looking. We're going to be taking our time, and it's not something that's gonna happen like tomorrow, but we're already starting to look, and we're gonna give ourselves as long as it takes. We saw a bunch of houses yesterday, none of them really like the one and like something that we're really interested in, but we did get to look at a lot of different houses. We were on the way home, I actually got an email from my realtor's assistant saying, you know, there's a new house on the market if you guys wanna check it out. I know you guys are already out looking at houses. If you just wanna check it out before you go home, this is the address. So he has no idea that this is like my dream street to live on. He has no idea about anything. He just sent it over. Guys, I nearly passed out when I saw the address. I was like, this must be a mistake. The house is on my dream street, in my price range. Like, not one of those like crazy houses that I was like, yeah, that's like a dream of a dream to happen. Like, no, it was actually in my price range, like on my dream street. This is where I kind of say that this story was more of a sign and more of something to inspire me rather than like a complete success story. Because when we got to the house, it was absolutely gorgeous. Like, there were so many great things about the outside of the house, the backyard, everything like that. The inside of the house needed a ton of work. And I'm not talking about like cosmetic work, like, ooh, I'd rather the kitchen look like this, or I'd rather the wall painted like this. Like, it didn't even have a floor, guys. It needed to be worked on even before we moved in and all of that. So at this time in our life, we couldn't afford the kind of work that this place needs. Look who came back to join us. Hi, Wyatt. So you might be thinking, how did that inspire you, this and that? Well, one, I was told that I probably won't find a house in that price range on that street. You know what I mean? So the fact that there was one and it happened so like randomly and without me searching for it, I had no resistance. It wasn't like I was every day searching and every day I was seeing things I couldn't have and this and that. No, not at all. It came to me so randomly, like from somebody I didn't know. That's the first thing. There was like no resistance. There's something to be said about that yes, things can come to you. And two, it kind of fit exactly what I said. You know the saying, be careful what you wish for because it could happen? Well, I literally wished that she would be showing me a house in that neighborhood. I got what I asked for. Also, I wanted to share that story so you guys can learn from my mistakes and so that I can personally learn from my own mistakes, and that I should have been more specific when I'm asking for something. So instead of saying I want her to be showing this house, I could say that, but then additionally tell my story. In a weird way, I do believe that that was a sign, kind of like when something comes into your life and even if it's not at all how you want it to be, but it's still close and it's still getting closer and it's sort of a sign. I felt that way, that there are literally no houses in that neighborhood at that price range. And yes, it's because it needed so much work and construction and it's basically falling apart. But with that being said, it's still possible. It still gives me hope. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's really everything I want to talk about and say. If you guys have some experience with scripting, comment that down below, or if there's something that you want to attract with the use of scripting, also comment that down below. The first step is putting it out there and telling the universe and telling yourself what it is that you want. Be specific, you know, learn from my mistake and actually be specific. Have fun with it. Tell a story. How is it gonna happen? And even when it manifests, if it doesn't happen the way you expected to, but it is everything you wanted, go with it. I love you guys so much. Have an awesome day and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.